Hello, my name is Mark. Welcome to Mark Thought About It. Well, for today's topic, well, Mark thought about it. And if you followed me previously, you know I spoke about running backs in the NFL and the ranking in NFL organization history. Well, it got me thinking about the accomplishments of an NFL running back. The number 2000 is looked on as a mythical number when it comes to NFL running backs. It means that a person would have ran the ball, which what they call rushing, have rushed the ball for 2,000 yards in one season. And there are only a handful of people who have done such a thing. So, seeing it is such a small list, I'm going to take time to give this history lesson about it. And we can see if anybody else, now that the league is going to switch over to 17 games, will even come close to getting 2,000 yards in a season to be compared with these men. So, the first person to have ever accomplished such a thing of rushing of 2,000 yards in a season was O.J. Simpson. Yep, that O.J. Simpson that you know. He played great football back in the 70s. He played for the Buffalo Bills, and he rushed for 2,003 yards. He was the first one to do it. For a time there, people thought it never could have been done, but he did it, and it was an amazing feat. He did a great job with that. Now, such a great player at that, he ended up accomplishing it in 14 games. That is very significant to think of. So, not only was he the first person to ever do it, he's also the one and only person to have ever done it in a 14 game season or have done that feat in 14 games. Everybody else on the list did theirs after the league had expanded to 16 games. Now, later on, OJ was inducted into the Football Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame in Canton in 1985. The next person to accomplish the feat was another 11 years later, the great running back that I spoke of before, who I really like, and that is Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson for the LA Rams in 84, he rushed for 2,105 yards in a season. Now, very significant because Eric Dickerson is the one and only person on the list, not only to have rushed for 2,000 yards, but he rushed for over 2,100 yards. Nobody else has done that. So this puts him as a one and only in that class. He was very dominant runner, as I spoke of before, running for both the LA Rams when he did this here, and even when he joined the Indianapolis Colts, he was still dominating. Eric Dickerson, once he retired, he went to the Hall of Fame in 2017. The next person to have done so was in 1997 was Barry Sanders with the Detroit Lions. If you have not ever seen Barry Sanders run that ball, watch a video. Just watch the great magician moves he does, eluding people and making fantastic videos out of his runs. Barry Sanders, he rushed for 2,053 yards in 1997, giving him that feat, and he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2004. The very next year after Barry Sanders, you had Terrell Davis, who was a running back for the Denver Broncos. So he did it in 1998, and he rushed for 2,008 yards for the Broncos. And he himself, he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2017. Okay? After him, you had Jamal Lewis, who played for the Baltimore Ravens. And in 2003, Jamal Lewis rushed for 2,066 yards. He was a big back. I just remember when I saw him play, He didn't even look like a running back. His shoulder pads was so wide. He was a huge dude, and he was bowling dudes over. He made linebackers look silly. He was a big guy. His big accomplishment during that season was when he played the Cleveland Browns by himself, as far as numbers. He rushed for 295 yards. The man was 5 yards short of 300 yards in the game. And like I said, he went on that season and got his over 2,000 yards rushing. Then we have Chris Johnson for Tennessee Titans. I had to speak about him before because I think his name is always overlooked in these type of lists because I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the period of time with other running backs he was going against. But Chris Johnson in 2009, he rushed for 2,006 yards. And he got the 2,000-yard mark. Now, what's wild about it is that he has not been elected to the Hall of Fame personally, but the Hall of Fame has taken his gloves and his shoes, and he signed them, and they are in the Hall of Fame. After Chris Johnson, in 2012, you had Adrian Peterson from the Minnesota Vikings. Adrian Peterson was great to watch. He was looking like a video game when you watched him run, especially when they put him in slow-mo or whatever. He was just very dominant. And in 2012, he rushed for 2,097 yards. He was an amazing running back. I remember just how great he was when he played because I think he retired in 2021, but he's not eligible for the Hall of Fame yet. But he is someone that I see who should get into the Hall of Fame as soon as his name is eligible. Okay? And then last on our list, for the last person who has done it in the NFL, and he is still playing today, and he is still knocking people over today, they're scared to tackle him. And when I say his name, you're going to say they sure are. And that's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry runs that ball. Grown football men, they call it making a business decision. They'll fake like they're going to tackle you, but they trying to sideswipe you because they don't want to get hit by him. He hits hard. Derrick Henry rushed in 2020. He rushed for 2,027 yards. And that was when he was playing for the Tennessee Titans when he did so. And as we speak right now, during this recording, he's playing for the Baltimore Ravens up there with Lamar Jackson. And they are looking good. Even last week, I seen somebody make a business decision, and nope, I ain't hitting you straight on. The one thing I can say about this list, though, it says a lot. It says that football has been played since the 1920s at least. And once they start expanding 12 games, 14 games, 16 games, now they're going to 17 games. When it comes to the 2,000-yard mythical number, maybe we'll start talking about it again because it's going to go to 17 games. But they're doing a lot of running back by committee nowadays. Another big fact about it is that no running back, no person has ever done it twice. Nobody has rushed for 2,000 yards twice. Now, as I have this list upon me and I'm speaking about right now, the only person eligible at this moment to do so will be Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry gets 2,000 yards this year, you'll remember I told you that he will be the first person to ever done it twice, and he's already on the list for doing it already. So, with that being the case, I thank you for your time. I do appreciate your support, and I would appreciate it if you hit me with some likes, give me some comments, and let's talk about this. All right? So I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to wish you well. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.